Since that bastard Kema tried to sandbag me on the last podcast, not only am I taking over this intro, I'm taking over the whole damn show. Let's get it.
Damn you.
Alright, what up everybody? This is episode 2 of Conceited Conceptions. I'm your host Cody, and to my virtual left is...
your boy, Kema, also known as Kema the Dilemma. We would like to thank you guys for coming to our show today. Hit that subscribe button on our channel. You know our channel is lit. Fire lit. And also, hit that like button for this video. Even though you haven't even gotten through the whole video yet, hit that like button because you know it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. My dude Ghost Boy Wonder knows it's gonna be good. So hit that like button right now.
Alright, so you ready for the icebreaker or what? Let's just get right to it.
Yes, sir. Hit me with that icebreaker. Wait, hold on one second. Before we get to the icebreaker, the show that we ran last week, or the recording podcast that we had last week, what was your thoughts or opinions on that show?
Well, I think I made it pretty clear in the intro. You did try to sandbag me, and you are and you are a bastard. So those two things combined pretty much sum up my whole take. I did feel that at the end it was a little bit more serious than I had anticipated. I didn't get as many jokes off as I would have liked to. But, thankfully today, I have mistakenly almost reversed the order in that the icebreaker is a little bit more serious, and the longer term question that we're going to discuss is actually a little more lighthearted, and I'm sure I'll be able to get plenty of jokes off during that one. So,
alright, fair enough.
Hopefully.
That should be good.
Alright, man. So, I'm just going to give it to you right now. Here we go. The icebreaker is, are you open to the possibility that you are completely wrong about religion in general? We are completely wrong, because we do share the same beliefs. So, are you open to that possibility?
That's an interesting question.
Alright, let me give you some
take
context.
it.
Let me
just
give you some context, because I want to make this like the main focus of a episode in the future. The reason I'm doing it this way now is because I didn't get a chance to fact check some information that I've come across over the past month or so, and it's mistakenly come across. It's not something that I have looked into, and I want to fact check it in order to make it the serious question that takes up more time. So, the reason I'm asking this is because I've seen a whole video that basically suggests that all the stories within Christianity, or within the Bible, including Jesus, everything, is a large portion, an uncanny large portion based on ancient Egyptian religion. So that's where this all came from. That's my mindset in asking you. So you take it from here.
Okay, but what relevance does that serve though? What relevance does that serve that it's based off of, you said ancient Egyptian history, right? Yeah,
because it would then be, because ancient Egyptian history predates Jesus. So if there is a parallel story that depicts a similar character as Jesus before Jesus' time is suggested in the Bible, then that would suggest that they completely ripped the whole story off. That's the significance. Again,
That's
I didn't fact check. So, basically my question is, would you see that video and completely disregard it, or you see that information, or hear that information from me and completely disregard it, or are you open to the fact that you could be wrong?
I am necessary, because remember, it is considered, in essence, a belief system. So, I am open to the fact that I could be incorrect. However, it's not necessarily, and this is what we also, we discussed on last week's show. The difference between taking the stories literally and then taking them where you can apply their teachings in basically real world context. That's where I don't like being able to take every word literally, like word for word in the scripture, that it doesn't necessarily have to apply to me, because I can just look at whatever the teachings are or the stories and try and apply it in real world situations as best as possible. That's basically the only answer that I could give to you. Unless there's like kind of like a secondary question or like another angle that you wanted to ask about, then that you can ask
well,
that.
you're baptized under the premise that Jesus is your savior. So
Yes.
if that's incorrect, or if that proves to be highly unlikely, then it's not just about basically the moral situations within that you lead your life by. It becomes about the framework in which you are baptized under could potentially be wrong, and that's the more detrimental thing, I guess, than saying like the stories are disproven because they don't really hold anything except like establishing a moral compass.
Okay, why would you say that it would be more detrimental?
Because current day Christianity is based on Jesus. Because if it wasn't for Jesus, then all of us wouldn't be under the impression that God is so forgiving. So if that is no longer apparent or a part of this particular religion, then really you're going back to only Old Testament, which is almost a completely more harsh religion to follow.
Yeah, more or less, I get what you're saying, yes.
Okay. So, that's why I'm saying the ramifications would be bad. But this is the ice picture, so I don't want to go too deep in it, but that's more what I was thinking. Not necessarily that the stories are proven incorrect where Abraham is concerned, like ones that don't really, they're not building blocks, I suppose. They're just like the more of this stuff, like I said, I'm more talking about like the building blocks. If the building blocks are wrong, then that's just crazy for me. But anyway, I think we basically got where you're at. Do you want to add anything?
Not necessarily, no. That's probably all I have to say with regard to that.
Alright, let's go to the lighthearted shit. Why must you waste girls' time at the club? Okay? Context here for the people that don't know.
That's not the question that you asked me yesterday.
I don't care.
What is this?
I don't care. It's basically the same thing. So,
okay, wait. So what? Hold on. The question that you posed to me yesterday is
list. I don't have it in front of me. Don't remember the exact framework of it. I know this is the root of it, and this is the root of it. This is what matters.
Okay.
This is like Arabic.
Hold on. 1 sec. I'll pull it up very quickly.
Alright, while you pull it up, let me give the framework and just let me know when you have it.
Yeah, I have it. Okay. So the question that you posed to me yesterday was, if you have no romantic or sexual intentions with a girl, are you wasting her time at the club?
Okay, basically the same thing. So, just to give the framework here, Kema is a frequent club goer. We argue about this all the time because I have no interest in going to the club. I'm also in a relationship, so there's that aspect of it. But the reason why me and Kema argue about it all the time is he enjoys it so much, but has no sexual or romantic interest. And as I like to put it, he goes and looks at the candy but refuses to take off the wrapper. So, the question you just posed, or you recited that I posed to you yesterday, your response to it is?
Okay, so the question is, if you have no romantic or sexual intentions with a girl, are you wasting her time at the club? Now, I know where you're going with this question. Well, you've already explained it, but I know where you're going, you damn gummy bear head. No. So, and that's why we will have this conversation. We'll just have this conversation for the sake of the conversation, and it should go into relatively interesting territory. Now, looking at that question as you posed it, I can't answer that question based off of the way that you posed it to me, So I actually came up with 2 alternate questions that I would.
No.
Oh my!
I didn't get to snake my goddamn way out of your sandbagging horse shit last week.
What sandbagging horse?
Snake your way out of my sandbagging this week, okay? You will answer the question as I pose it, and you like it, or you will concede, and that will be the end of this particular podcast.
No, hold on 1 second. Where did this sandbagging take place?
You, sir, gave me an initial question without any kind of heads up, and you allowed me to do the same thing to you today, but only to compensate for the fact that you did it to me last week. Don't think that you can baffle me with your bullshit, my friend. I know intentions when I see them, and I saw them. And you intended to sandbag me. You're trying to make up for it. Now you can kiss my ass. You answered the damn question the way I said. I didn't get to reframe your question. You don't get to reframe mine. Are you wasting a girl's time if you have no sexual or romantic intentions with said girl? Yes or no?
I just want you guys to remember, this man said that last week on our podcast, this man said that I was the clown, red nose and all. I think we have reversed the roles this week. I think that is what has happened.
Stop distracting from the point. Stop distracting from the point and answer the question.
I did not sandbag you last week, because I only asked you the ice-breaking question, and I didn't give you the 5 to 10 minutes before, because that question, I wanted to get your immediate response. The question in itself wasn't a sandbagger. This is a sandbagger right here. The question itself.
You get what you give. Okay? And I find it quite interesting that you still have yet to address the question and answer it. So I'm going to ask you one more time to answer that question.
I'm going to address the question. I'm going to give you 2 alternate questions.
Oh my.
Ask. Because I cannot answer that question as you pose it. So I'm going to give...
But the red nose will be back on your face. This is why you Okay, bozo.
I'm going to tell you why I can't answer the question based off of the way you wrote it, based off of the way that you pose it. It is not entirely an open-ended question where it can, because I want it to, the question would be better posed if it related to everybody else, and then I could give my opinion based off of, I guess, my experience or how I guess, move throughout the world. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Not one bit, but let's just get to it because...
Okay. Yeah, we've wasted enough damn time.
Alright,
so, the 2 alternate questions that I came up with, and you can get me to answer one or the other or both. So, I pose it as the question being, in your opinion, what is the purpose of people going to the club or bar? Or, is the purpose of going to the club to hopefully strike it rich by the end of the night, also known as taking a girl home or taking a guy home, whichever gender or way you roll. So, based off of those 2 questions...
Give me the first one again.
In your opinion, what is the purpose of people going to the club or bar?
No. You're distracting from the goddamn point. We don't need either of these 2 questions. We don't need them. My friend, we do not need them. You need them to try and dig you out of this hole, but I, over here, on this side, I don't need them. So, what we're gonna do is what we should have done right from the beginning, and just get a strict yes or no, because you're saying you can't blanket statement this because it's an open-ended question, but I'm asking you, personally, do you feel as though you are wasting girls' time when you do not have romantic or sexual interest with them when you are at the club? Period. That's just what do you feel like have I enlightened you enough in previous conversations where you understand that is very likely, or is your head still in the sand and you feel as though you're protecting these girls?
No, I don't. Okay, I don't feel as if I'm protecting them. I would agree more with you. I would probably be wasting their time more so than protecting them.
Now that, people, is what we call over here, we call that progress. We're getting somewhere here. So then, my follow-up question is, why do it then?
Why do what?
Why waste their time?
Okay, see, and this is why I pose the question in two different ways, because you're saying, why waste their time? So you're telling me that because I have no sexual intentions with a girl, I can't go to the club. That doesn't make sense.
No, just don't talk to girls. Just leave them alone.
Once again,
creep.
Once again, that doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does.
How?
Well, first of all, it doesn't make sense that you go, but it doesn't make sense that you go without unwrapping the wrapper anyway. So either way you proposed it, it doesn't make sense for you. So here, I'll throw you a lifeline here, which I'm not known to do, but I'll do it under these circumstances. You explain to me why it is that you feel like you go to the club, because that's what we're going to need to segue in to get to the roots of this.
Okay. The reason why I go to the club, number one, I enjoy the club atmosphere. And I like going with the group of friends that we go with. I also enjoy interacting with the girls that are at the club as well. And I enjoy it if I get the opportunity. I enjoy dancing with girls at the club. Those would be my three main reasons that I go to the club.
Don't you lie to me. You go to the goddamn club because you want to play psychologist. And you want to learn about all these females' life and daddy issues and all the bullshit that goes on, and what they may have been willing to do had you been willing to do it as well. That being said, you can still, based on your own answer, you can still get the atmosphere of the club, and you can still hang out with the group of friends that you go to the club with and not waste girls' time. So why not just do that?
Okay, repeat that question again, please.
Your answer was that you enjoy the club atmosphere and you enjoy the group of people that you go to the club with. You enjoy spending time with those people. Yes. So why not go to the club, do those two things, don't waste a girl's time, and all of a sudden there is a reason to be going there. Because you just told me prior to explaining all this that it doesn't make any sense to go if you're not going to interact with girls you don't know, essentially. That's essentially what you said.
I gave you three reasons why I like going to the club, and that was one of them.
Okay, so if you eliminate that one, you still have two.
Yes.
So then just do that.
Okay, so
just do it for those reasons.
Okay, so eliminate interacting with girls.
That aren't a part of the group that you went to the club with.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that leaves me with hanging out with my friends. And the club atmosphere. Yeah, well, no, I said hanging out with my friends, like, in the club atmosphere, as well, and I also said dancing with girls.
Okay, so you eliminate the part that doesn't have anything to do with your friends, and it still seems like you would be able to have a good time. So why must you insist on wasting girls' problems when it is not indicative on you having a good time? And even if it was, do you not consider it selfish to be wasting these girls' time just so you can have a good time? No, I've trapped you. That's what you call that. You're boxed in.
No, sir. That has not chopped me, because that's like saying if it can also go the other way. Because if there's people that are going to the club and their only intentions are to have or try and take someone home at the end of the night, that could be considered selfish as well to someone who doesn't have those intentions.
But once that someone makes it clear, you can move on to the next one. But you're out here kissing girls in the mouth and shit and not making it clear.
Kissing girls in the mouth? What are you... Oh, you're saying from the one that happened last year?
I'm just pulling from circumstances that I know occurred. Or situations that I know occurred.
Okay, yeah. Well, that one that happened last year... And we'll just go through this story very quickly. She was trying to make out with me for a good long time while we were dancing. And at one point, I felt bad for her, so I gave her a peck.
Yeah.
That is all that happened.
No, that makes you an asshole because you should have made it clear one of the bajillion times that she's trying something. That's not.
Yeah, she's trying something. She's trying to kiss me.
But you should have made it clear that that's not what you're about. And you didn't.
Okay,
I did. Instead, you furthered leading her on by doing something. I mean, it was insignificant, but still, you gave her that little ray of hope. And you're an asshole for it, and you don't appreciate that fact.
Wait, so now you're intertwining the idea of a girl wanting to kiss a guy versus a girl wanting to go home with a guy. You're intertwining those two stories or those two thought processes.
What I am doing is leaving Charlotte's weapon. This is why we went to school to be lawyers, for this type of reason, because this is what we do. I'm not doing anything because I said romantic or sexual intentions, if you recall. That was the question. So It's not just about taking the person home. It's about potentially developing a relationship that isn't strictly sexual right off the bat. But you're doing neither. You have no intentions of either.
So wait a minute, Cody. Can this not happen when you go to the club, you interact with a girl, and then you could potentially have that girl as your mate? What you're saying is contradicting yourself.
No, because you don't have that intention.
What do you mean? It depends on how
it doesn't.
Things play out.
Don't you lie to me, and don't you lie to every individual that is listening on this. You're a goddamn liar.
So you're saying... So what the question is now is, am I ever, or do I plan on getting into a relationship at any point in my life? That's basically where this question is going now.
It can go that way, sure. But that's not the question. The question was about romantic or sexual intention. You keep referencing taking home at the end of the night. That's not the only part of the question. I included romantic in the question so that you couldn't present it that way. So you couldn't answer that cop-out bullshit way. Which is exactly what I knew you would do.
You said if you have no romantic or sexual intentions.
Yes.
Romantic.
That's like a potential relationship, essentially.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking the question now. You're basically saying that...
Yo, if you didn't kiss that girl, you didn't make it with that girl, right on one of the many times she attempted, then you clearly didn't have any serious romantic intentions with this girl at all. And you also didn't have sexual intentions with this girl.
No.
But you could tell that she had them with you, and instead of letting her know that that's not where your head was at, you decided to just string her along a little bit, which makes you an asshole, which makes the answer to my question, yes, you are in fact wasting the girl's time, and there's not a goddamn way you can get out of this web. There's just not. You're toast. I have Spidey slung the shit out of you.
Well, I'm Venom, damn it. Here we go. Okay, so, when I was at the club that day, the girl was beside me. I put my arm around her and I asked her, cause there was a guy that was beside her, and I said, is that your dude? And she was like, no, it's not. That's my brother. I was like, okay, cool. We started dancing. We were dancing, and then she started trying to kiss me. So, please I want you can tell me, tell all of the other listeners. And in fact, for everyone that is listening to this, I want you to give your opinion on whose side you're on. I really want you to, because this
all
man
you're gonna hear is crickets for you. You're just gonna hear crickets. I will take all the crickets. I will take Jiminy Cricket. Okay? You might as well call yourself Jiminy Cricket.
Okay. We started dancing, and then she started to try and kiss me. Mm-hmm. So, going through that chain of events, we started dancing, and then she started to try and kiss me. What is it that you wanted me to do? Please tell me.
First of all, don't ever put your arm around someone that you think may be with someone else, you dumbass.
That one,
you're just asking for trouble.
Yes, I agree. I coined your term that you said last year. You don't want no problems in the club. I agree with that one 100%. So I agreed to it last year. I still agree with it right now.
So that's your first mistake.
Yes.
That's a no right off the bat.
Yes.
Then when she says, that's my brother, and you say, cool, there's no reason for you to be dancing with her. There's no reason for you to even put your arm around her or ask her that question in the first place, because it's only going to lead to you wasting her time. So it should have never got to the point where she was trying to kiss you at all. Should have never even got there. Because you know that if she does want to dance with you, then there's a good chance that she's at least decently attracted to you, which means there's an even better chance that she is interested in some kind of situation, perhaps developing, or at least she is open to it. You are not, and therefore you are wasting her time. So what I would like is you to not even get yourself into that situation to begin with, because it's never going to end well for the girl unless she is completely okay with just being strung along in her whole night wasted, which probably is never going to be the chance, or never going to be the situation. So that's what I have to say about that.
Cody, that is a ridiculous sentiment. That's like you saying that every girl that goes to the club, they're only DTF.
No. Don't you put me in that box, you motherfucker, because I framed the question.
That's what it sounds like.
No, because it could be about a relationship, potential, something. There's nothing with you, my friend. There's nothing.
So that's why I was asking the question. So now the question is, am I wasting...
Let me ask the question. When I went to the club with you, Scar, and Jason, okay? You remember that time we went?
Yes.
DJ was there, and I'm not talking about the Roy, I'm talking when we went downtown, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so we're there, and did I dance with anybody?
No.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know. Why would you be asking me this?
If I have a girl at the time, what the hell business do I have dancing with somebody else? None.
Yeah, none. You said if you have a girl.
You essentially are taken by your own morals. Okay? So, the same way that I don't have any business doing that, it would be harmless to Megan if I just danced with a girl. It's not that big of a deal. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate it. But, it's still harmless at the end of the day.
Yes.
But why would I waste somebody's time? It's stupid. That's not fair. Why would I do that? Why am I going to go take up somebody's time when I know it's not going to lead to anything and I'm not going to let it go anywhere? When there's hundreds of other guys in the spot and she can dance with one of them and it could potentially lead somewhere positive for her. And it's definitely not leading anywhere positive for me. So yeah, sure, there's also the possibility that one of those hundreds of guys, it goes in a negative direction for her.
Yes.
For her. But it's definitely not going anywhere with me. So why should I even give the opportunity?
So if there is a girl that wants to go to the club to just dance with a guy and that is it, nothing further.
And she has no interest in potentially having some kind of relationship down the road or finding someone she could have a relationship down the road. She's a goddamn unicorn. Which means she doesn't exist.
I'm telling you, this argument is gonna go absolutely nowhere. I'm gonna need people that are watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. I need you guys to give your opinion on this one because we have two conflicting arguments at this point. I am not conceding. I am not conceding.
If you will, I am giving you an example right now from my bouncer friend that I believe we've discussed this before. But I'm bringing this up. So
I wanted to hear this. Let's hear it.
So I have a friend that's a bouncer, works at a club.
Yep.
This one night, this guy is dancing with this woman all night long, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the night, he says some whack shit like he's married or something like that. And that he had no intentions of doing anything other than just having a good time that night. Similar to you.
Yeah.
In essence.
Yeah.
She then complains to my bouncer friend, who she kinda sorta knew, that this was her one night out that she gets like a year because she's a single mom. And therefore, she kind of wanted it to lead somewhere potentially. So she was extremely let down and felt like her whole night was a waste of time. Now, if you are looking for a relationship, I wouldn't start at the club, but it is also the easiest place to get shit done, as far as that's concerned. Your odds are the highest. But as far as it leading anywhere significant, I'm not saying your odds are the highest. What I am saying is that under those circumstances, this poor woman had her time wasted because a guy like you cared more about gyrating his hips on the ass of someone and not worrying about what they may or may not want in return.
Number one, that is one of the worst synonymous situations that you could give to support your argument.
Any one of the girls that you dance with could have a similar mind frame as her. Not necessarily a single mom, but someone who's actually looking for something, and you're impeding that process.
Yes, and then
not being upfront.
And then there are also people who can be at the club, such as myself, who are not DTF and are just there for the purpose of the club, which is what happens at the club? Dancing. That's the purpose. That is the point. That is what happens at the club. What happens after that is none of my business. That gets discussed.
You are acting as though you are living in the 40s and you are foxtrotting your ass through these establishments, and that is not the case, and it's bullshit that you even try and make that friggin' connection. Okay?
I'm sorry for saying your name.
What year are you living in? What year are you living
ridiculous.
in? Listen to me. I'm gonna ether you right here. I'm getting on my Nas shit. Are you ready? Listen.
Doo-doo.
When?
Doo-doo.
You better stop. Listen to me right now. Alright, so, if you were to write down your qualities, okay? As a human being and your age, and you were to present it as though it wasn't you to any number of girls, okay? And you say, do you think this guy exists? They are going to tell you that he doesn't. He's a unicorn.
Okay.
Okay, so, of all the people we know, all of them, every person you have a mild acquaintance with to best friends with, who is like you in reference to this point? That's what I thought, Jiminy. Not a goddamn soul.
Yeah, I guess no one.
Which means you going to the club and having this mindset that the girls are similar to you or would be okay with what you're doing because they could be just like you is like a 1 in a billion fucking chance.
I don't believe that.
Oh my god. You just told me you believed it because you told me that there's not a soul you know that is like you.
Okay, but see, I'm looking at it, Cody. And I'm going to reiterate this again. The people that are going to the club, they are not. I will not even put it in the, what percentage would I say? I would not put it over 30% of the people that are in the club are looking for sexual relations.
I did not just say sexual relations, I also said romantic.
Okay, so what does romantic entail?
It means possibly getting into an actual relationship. If you think that only 30% of the people that go to the club are open to that, you're an idiot. And there's a reason there.
For sexual relations, I would put it at 30%. For this whole notion about romanticism or potentially looking for a mate, I said 30% for sexual relations.
75 easy. 75 easy. And those other 25 are dancing with their girlfriends, not guys, because similar to me, they don't have any business with dancing with a guy, so they're not even gonna let that opportunity arise.
Okay, that is fine. We'll put it at 75. I'm not exactly sure if I agree with it, but we'll put it at 75 for the sake of argument. Okay, so once again, I'm going to go back to my other question. We now have to ask the question, am I available or putting myself out there as being available for being in a relationship?
With words? Perhaps. But in all actuality, no. Absolutely not.
Well, that is a very unfair thing to say, because...
Don't you bullshit me.
That's a very unfair thing to say. Cody, if I were to actually meet someone And, like, I'll even give you an example. We went to the club in April, and I actually met a girl. We went to a local club. I met a girl who lives the same town that we do. And it's kind of ironic that I would find a girl that lives in the same town that we do, but in any case. And I have been talking with her for quite a bit. And I guess...
wanted to call it.
For you to ask what?
I'm going to see what her take is, because it'd be good to have a female perspective on this topic that we are speaking on.
Yeah.
But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, that would actually be a good idea. But anyways, like, I've been talking to her for, like, I guess it would be 4 months now. And, like, her personality, she is obviously attractive. Her personality is also, like, it's a personality that I find is good for, like, she's, like, kind of close to me.
Personality.
Yeah,
as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
She's kind of close to me when it comes to, like, personality, etc. So, Cody, like, the whole idea of what you're saying of I wouldn't be interested, like, I have to try and find something for me, and that thing would have to meet my expectations. No matter how I guess my expectations may be somewhat, like, out there and crazy.
Don't you sugarcoat it.
Crazy.
They're ludicrous.
They may be ludicrous, if you say. I say crazy. However, there is still the potential that I could find that person by meeting them at the club. It is, Cody, it's not like it's not impossible.
It is highly, highly, highly improbable. And highly unlikely.
This is the other thing. Why is it that you wouldn't be able to go to the club and potentially meet a girl, and you could also be friends with that girl? Why does it always have to lead to romanticism?
Is this a Cyberzone dance? Am I 12?
Can you
what
answer
kind of dumbass question?
Can you answer the question?
Kema, you don't go to the club to meet fucking people to be friends with. What the hell kind of nonsense bullshit is that? The club's for two things. It's to hang out with your already friends.
Yes.
And that's mainly where girls are concerned.
Yes.
And it's to pick people up. It's just the reality of the situation. It's not a fucking concert. You're not going just for the music. Except the very small portion of people that do that. They're not going to dance with other people. This is the thing, man. If you knew that girl... First of all, you put your arm around a girl that you were obviously
for the love
not really planning on having any romantic relations with her, or that potentially leading to any kind of relationship. Obviously, because you wouldn't even kiss the girl at all. So, what the hell was the point? From point A to point B. Point A being you putting your arm around her, to point B, the end of the night. Why the hell did you even put your arm around her in the first place if you didn't see things potentially leading to where things have gone with this unicorn girl that you claim to be with exists right now? Which I don't believe, just so we're clear.
Oh, believe it, damn it. Okay, so you said from point A, Cody, I put my arm around her because I wanted to know, and I asked her if the guy that she was with was her... Yes, Cody, I've already acknowledged that I shouldn't have done that.
No, but forget the actual act of putting your arm around her. Why speak to her if you don't have an attraction level equivalent to that of willingness to kiss her?
Why does it have to go that far? Cody, you can go to a club to dance with girls. It does not have to go that far. You are making this up where it's like that is the baseline level. It has to get to that spot, and it can only go up from there. And I don't subscribe to that. I'm sorry.
Initiate physical contact with somebody in more than one way. And
the physical contact you're talking about is what? The arm or the dancing?
Both. I said in two ways.
Okay.
And then you're surprised when she tries to make the physical contact with her mouth. You are either the most naive person I know or the dumbest. And then you want to come at me like I'm doing something wrong for saying, you should open your eyes a little bit here. Like, listen, when we dreamt up this podcast thing and we thought about doing this or whatever, I never thought it would be such an expense. Because we're going to have paramedics on staff who are going to give me a goddamn heart attack. I can't handle this shit. You know damn well that it's not an unlikely sequence of events to start with putting your arm around someone and talking to them, escalating that, albeit not very much, but still escalating it to dancing with them, and then escalating it again, not very much yet again, but taking another small step in the direction of kissing you. That should not have been a surprise, and you should have been able to have some level of foresight to see that it could lead to that. The fact that you didn't makes you an idiot.
No, I understand that could lead to that. That doesn't mean that is what everyone is looking to do. That doesn't mean that that's what is going to happen for sure. You're acting like that is...
Oh my god. The girl that you're talking about using as a positive example for yourself is the exact indication. I don't think you have a single example of where someone didn't either A, try to kiss you, invite you back to your place, or messaging you afterwards with some kind of intent. So your own examples prove that you are wrong, and you still try to bury your fucking head in the sand.
Okay, so can that not be boiled down to the girls that I am meeting at the club?
Yeah, so stop. Yes, is that not exactly what we're talking about here?
No. Because Cody, if there's ones at the club that I am not meeting, however, they do exist and I don't meet them.
Holy shit, you really think that the whole club, you're like, man, there's some unicorns in here. Let me just get through these horses first. Eventually I'm gonna hit one of those unicorns. Do you understand how ridiculous that sounds? When every single example you have with interaction with girls they have at least attempted to get some kind of romantic level into it. And you're sitting there believing that that's not every girl's intention. Which I'm agreeing is not every girl's intention, it's just the majority. But you're sitting there, not even using the statistics of your own life. Not even applying that to your thought process.
No, I'm applying, I understand the thought process, it's just I don't care about the thought process.
No, your thought process is what I'm talking about. Your thought process they're not all like that, yet all the ones you have interacted with have been like that.
Yeah.
So it shows you that a much greater number are like that. So you continuing to do this is you acknowledging that you're most likely wasting a girl's time every time you interact with her. You just don't care because you might find a unicorn eventually.
No.
You're an asshole.
No,
don't say no. That is yes. How would you say no to that?
No. I do not agree with that, because it's even, once again, there was a girl that we went to Drake Hotel in Toronto, and there was a girl that I danced with, which I was talking to her for a little bit afterwards, but then we stopped talking. I did not get any type of romantic inclinations from her.
Hold on. You're talking afterwards as in other days?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I got her number?
Yes, because I got her number.
Yeah, exactly. So she thought that it could potentially lead down that way. She gave your number. You don't just give numbers to people that you think are going to turn out to be your friends.
Well, you know what was interesting about that one? It was actually, it was her friend that was initiating it more than she was.
Doesn't matter. If she responded to even one of your text messages, yes, that means that she was at least open to something, the potential of something could happen, but feeling you out anyway.
She was open to conversation.
Yeah, to see if you were someone that seemed to interest her. Obviously you didn't.
Okay, so the fact that Cody, and I was messaging her, and I don't know what exactly happened. Nothing really happened, I guess. We just stopped talking with each other. So what do you boil that down to?
Which proves that she didn't want to be a friend.
Which proves what?
She was feeling you out. I just said it, man.
Sorry, you said
oh my God. It proves.
Yes.
It proves that she's feeling you out to see if she's interested. So, what you can't always figure out in the club is if someone has a good personality. It's hard to know because you're in the club, for God's sake. Then you talk to the person for some time and you feel like their personality and see if it interests you or not.
Mm-hmm.
She did. You clearly didn't.
Why are you saying that I
therefore
didn't?
Dissolved. Because, did it go anywhere? Did you ever see her again?
No.
Did you eventually stop messaging?
No, because she... Was it? She lives in Windsor.
All the more reason why it's a waste of goddamn time. So obviously she wasn't looking for a friend either, which means...
So then why did she give me her number?
I just explained it to you. I can't believe you're making me do this again.
Please, okay. Please,
because she was feeling you out, man.
She was feeling me out, okay. You're saying that she was feeling me out at the club?
No. No, she gave you her number so she could feel you out after.
Okay.
So then you talked a bit.
Yes.
And obviously the conversation wasn't stimulating enough for her to be like, yeah, let me try to pursue this further. Or, yeah, this is someone that I could potentially be good friends with. Obviously it was neither, so the bitch cut you off.
Okay.
So
how in that instance is me wasting her time? How is that not her wasting my time?
Because you danced with her to begin with.
Yes, because her friend is the one that said that she was interested in me.
So then this one might be the one. Okay. Oh my god! I can't believe you just set that up for me. Okay. And I can't believe I almost let it. I can't believe I almost let that go by.
Let's go.
So her friend comes up and says she's interested in you, which means obviously in a attraction kind of level, possibly romantic, possibly sexual. And you go...
Oh yeah, she said basically, she was like, yeah, she basically said it was to the extent of like, my friend thinks you're like hot or something like that.
Yeah, and you decided to pursue that, knowing that it would go nowhere. So you wasted a girl's time that was clearly at the club looking for someone she would be attracted to. And you fucking wasted her time.
How is that me wasting her time?
Because you know nothing is ever going to transpire between the two of you.
Okay, so tell me now, hypothetically, what was supposed to transpire? You give me the damn storyline.
Let me flip it like it's me and you, and we're both single. And this would never happen because we're guys, but let's just say, right? So, let's say I fuck off to the bathroom I fuck off to get a drink.
Yep.
And in the process, you notice that I was looking at this girl, and I've like made a comment about her that she's nice or something like that.
Yep.
Okay? You go over, and you're like, yo, my man thinks they're nice.
Yes.
If you're attracted to him or interested or whatever, go over and speak to him. If she comes over and speaks to me, actually, let's change it to I sent you to do that.
Sure.
So she comes over to me, I'm going to automatically think that she has that interest there.
Yes, because she has the baseline, what would you call it? What the hell is that word? Oh my God.
And I'm not going to tell you to go tell a girl that she's nice if I don't want something to materialize from it. I'm not just sending you to go give a fucking compliment. If I want to do that, I do it myself and walk away.
Okay, yes, that's fair. I agree with that.
So, you're done.
No, but what's your point?
My whole point is, that is the point. That she obviously wasn't sending somebody over just to pass you a fucking compliment.
I understand that, but now you're saying that you're saying that she wants to. You're saying that she wants to. Okay, so you're saying that from making that comment or comment or compliment, that she wants to escalate the situation from there, correct?
She's interested at the very least.
Yes.
Yes.
So now, what are you so now you're telling me to have some type of psychic reading ability to know how far she wants to escalate the situation.
No, you need to have the psychic ability to know you don't want to escalate the situation one goddamn movement.
No,
it's potentially to dance, and therefore.
So what happens if that's all she wants to do?
Oh, give me a goddamn break. Holy crap!
Is this impossible? Is this impossible?
One time. So yes, it's pretty damn close to impossible. This hasn't happened to you one time where that was the case. Not once.
Yes, it has. It's happened numerous times when I've danced with a girl at the club.
No.
Oh my
you're
God.
Lying.
Oh
you're
my
lying.
God.
I know you're lying. Because you're choosing to bring this up now. And you could have brought it up ages ago. There's no way that they didn't either A, try to kiss you.
Cody,
give
that's
you a
what...
vibe, shut up. Give you a vibe that they wanted to kiss you. Ask you for your number, or hung around you a little excessively, dropping hints. Now, I know you're not too good at picking up on hints, so maybe...
No, I'm good at picking up hints. I just don't play into them.
Yeah, you just waste time. You play into them until it's no longer in your favor, and the night is over, and you need to go home.
Oh my god, we're not gonna get to the bottom of this today anyways, because...
The bottom line is you are wasting girls' time, and you don't believe it, nor do you acknowledge or understand it.
No, because, Cody, I don't believe that every girl that is interested in a guy at the club, they are trying to... You don't know how far they're willing or wanting to escalate that scenario.
Yo, let me take it back to when we were young, okay? And this podcast is getting long, but that's okay, because I'm just going to wrap it up just like this. When we went to Cyberzone, and we met Shauna and Steph, right?
Who the hell's Steph?
Was Shauna's friend.
I have no clue who that is, but anyways, continue.
Okay, anyway, they were together, right?
Yeah.
When we met them. And we all exchanged emails and shit. Most of the guys were exchanging emails with them because we thought they were good looking. Yes. They were exchanging emails with us because they thought we were good looking.
Yes.
You think it fucking changes once you become older? The whole idea then was to try and date them. And their whole idea was to try and date one of us. Do you think it's fucking any different when you are older? It's the same shit. It just escalates. The dating becomes different. Sex gets involved. But the fact that you think it all of a sudden changes, that people are just there to dance and then fucking kissing you and giving you their number and all this shit, nobody's going to fucking be buddies, my friend. That's not where you go and find friends.
Cody, I understand, okay, your whole thing about escalation, I understand that. It is the level of the escalation.
No, because the level is irrelevant. Because you will not even date them.
No, and that is where you are wrong. You're acting like I'm not trying to look for a potential mate. As if I'm saying, I make the joke that I'm going to be single for the rest of my life.
It's not a joke.
Do you think that that's something that I just laugh about every day? I laugh at it when I say it. You're damn right.
I really don't care. I really don't care because it's your choice. It's your own damn doing. It's your own fault.
I understand
have dated plenty of girls in your time. Plenty.
Yes.
But your goddamn restrictions makes it so very difficult to make that happen. And you think that you're gonna find Mother Mary at the fucking club and you've lost your goddamn mind because it's never gonna happen, which means you're wasting every other girl's time who doesn't fit that criteria. You're wasting your time.
But how are you supposed to determine that they don't fit that criteria? That's like assuming that...
Mike, when I say this, make sure your headphones are in. Because she's at the club.
No. That's like saying... Cody, that's like saying that someone that is... That's like saying that someone on a dating site is definitely looking to smash that person like the first night that they go on a date. No. You're making assumptions. No. You're putting the cart before the horse.
You're like you're fucking acting as though people are on a dating site, but they're not there to date. They're not there to have sex. That's what you're acting like. You're going to a location where the majority of people are there to date, hook up, whatever. That's the majority. If you want to deny that, you're an idiot. But that's fine. You can be stupid, but I'm going to inform you so that hopefully your ignorance will, tone down a couple notches, you know? So you're going into this, let's just call it sex-fueled place. And I don't just mean in this, but
it's an alcohol-fueled place. Why are you calling it a sex-fueled place?
Relationships and whatever, okay? And you're going there and being yeah, this is the spot Mother Mary will be at. Have you lost your all goddamn logic? Come on now.
You can still meet the person that meets your criteria.
But it's astronomically improbable to meet them at the club with your specific criteria. It's astronomically improbable. And you know that. You just don't want to admit that you're wasting girls' time.
Yeah, but okay, so at the same time, Okay, so at the same time, if my standards are, let's say, my standards, if they are that astronomical, then what is the difference between the club girl and a regular girl then?
Because your criteria is astronomical for society, common day, or current day society in general.
Period.
And you are going to the armpit of society to try and find someone to meet that criteria.
Oh.
You think I'm joking? I've never had a straighter face in my life, because when I thought that up, I knew it was golden. That's what you are doing. You're not out here trying to find Mother Mary at church. Ironically, you think you're less likely to find Mother Mary at church than you are at the club.
No, I don't. No, I don't agree with that. I just believe that. I believe that for the most part, everyone is, and I guess it's kind of like a bad ideology to have. I just really pull a lot of people into the same boat, no matter where it is I find them. So that's basically the only way that I can put it.
But that's you being stupid, though. Because if you go to jail, you can't pool them all as murderers. That's not what they are. You can't go to the club necessarily and pool them all as what I am saying. And I have even acknowledged that by saying, yeah, there are girls there that are there just to dance and shit, but the majority of them that are like that are only going to dance with their girlfriends because they don't want the headache of a guy that's too pushy or a guy at all because they have a boyfriend or whatever the case is. So they'd rather just avoid the headache altogether. If they're willing to step out on a limb and dance with a guy, then that means that there is a damn good chance that they are willing to start some kind of relationship, or at least not start necessarily, but open to it happening.
Yes, which
means
and no one said that I am not open to the idea of starting a relationship. You're just saying that the place is the wrong place to start it, or the wrong place to look with my criteria.
Yeah,
it's fair, but because I like the club, we all know.
Yeah, so you let logic go out the window. So I've won. That
not
the needs of the web, my friend.
I want to hear what people's comments are, and I especially want to hear from what especially ladies would have to say about this, because I understand your point, and maybe it's the fact that I just like going to the club, and my ideologies my ideologies would mean that I am not trying to escalate it. In the club, I'm not trying to escalate it past the point of dancing. But after the club, if I were to speak with them, like, in my opinion, you never know what can happen. That is just how I see it.
Well, that's all well and good. And I look forward to the comments by other people if we happen to get any. So, what we'll do is we'll post last week's. Tomorrow we'll lag a week behind, I guess, is the thought you're having. And once we get to the week after this one gets posted, we will address some of the comments then and do like a flashback to the conversation just to quickly adjust what people say, and we'll throw that in just after the icebreaker, I suppose.
We can either do that, or I was thinking of even just posting this one in a few days, and then maybe get some feedback, and then on the next show we can address the topic. I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
We'll do it based on the reception we get. Yeah. So let's wrap this one up, because we have gone over last week's time and really achieved not a damn thing. So, as much as I enjoyed referring to myself as Guru last time, there's just some people that you can't help, and Kema has proved that this week. So, unfortunately, my Guru abilities just weren't up to par for this particular task. It's still Namaste. Thanks for listening. I'm out.
And that is my boy, my dude, Cody, also known as Ghost Boy Wonder. I am Kema, also known as Kema the Dilemma. Thank you for coming to this podcast, watching this podcast. Like this podcast, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Conceited Conceptions. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out. We're out.